Alright everybody, sad to say this is going to be the final update on my Albino Red Eye Angelfish. It breaks my heart. It was a gorgeous fish. I've had it for about 4 years, but it just did not make it. I came down again this morning, and despite having given it the hydrogen peroxide treatment yesterday afternoon, it had that white fuzz growing on its sides in larger patches than it did before I had cleaned it off. So I took it out again this morning. I did another hydrogen peroxide treatment the same way. I swabbed it off with the cotton swabs. I'll attach a card if you want to watch the video of how I did it yesterday. But I did the same thing today, and when I did it, it just looked awful. Like, just flesh was coming off. You could see raw muscle exposed. I don't know what was on this fish, but it behaved almost like a flesh-eating virus or something. It's the bad side is the other side. The flesh was just hanging off of it, and I just don't know what to make of it. Everybody else in the tank is fine. I've had more issue with everybody else with the medication I've put in the tank than I have with the actual fish. I put Pimafix in here, and I forgot I had used that once before, and the day after I used it, the two fish that were in the tank were dead. And I had seen them the night before swimming up around the surface like they were gasping for breath. So it doesn't say anything on the bottle of Pimafix about adding an air stone, but if you're going to use that, I really recommend using an air stone. When I put it in this tank, within hours, all of the fish in the tank were swimming around near the surface like they were gasping for air. And after putting an air stone in, it helped them quite a bit. The product is an oil-based product, so I don't know if the oil itself is coating their gills. I had kind of thought about that, and someone else has suggested that that's a possibility. Someone else also suggested that the oil just simply creates a film on the surface, so unless you've got an air stone or really vigorous surface agitation, you can actually sort of block off your gas exchange with the oil. I don't know. Both theories sound feasible. All I know is both times I've used it, I've had issues with the fish nearly suffocating. And so now that we have unfortunately lost my albino, we're going to go ahead and get the air stone out of the tank. I'm going to do a water change and get all that Pimafix out of the tank. I have started treating the tank with Maricin 2 antibiotics because I thought I had a bacterial infection, and now I'm not so sure. Yet I wonder if I should continue with the treatment or not since I've started. If there is any kind of bacteria in the tank that I've started killing off, I don't want to do a half-assed job with the antibiotics and leave a super strain of something in the tank or a resistant strain in the tank. So I might just continue with the antibiotic treatment for 2 more days like I'm supposed to, just for good measure. I think that would probably be the safest bet, but I don't know for sure. All I know is that my beautiful angel there is just about dead, and I now have the unpleasant task of pulling it out of the tank and euthanizing it. And the way I'm going to euthanize it is the blunt trauma method. I'll simply take it out while it's still in the net and just give it a really quick hard smack on the concrete floor in the other room, and that'll be that. It'll be done. If you're going to do that method, you cannot be half-hearted about it. You've got to really do it if you're going to do it, and if you do it that way, it's instantaneous. You basically turn the fish off like a light switch, and this one's such on death's door now, it's going to be a mercy killing anyway. So there you go, everybody. Thanks for following along with all of the ordeal. I still have no idea what was going on there. I can only assume the Chinese algae eater chewed on the fish, caused injury, subsequent fungal infection occurred, and just too much damage was done to the flesh. So there you go. And on one last final thought, I will give you a teaser and let you know the Chinese algae eater has been out of the tank since last night. I did shoot that video saying that I'd begun trying to get it out of there, and yet I'd gotten frustrated and walked away. And it turns out I came back about a half an hour later, gave it one more shot, and bang, I nailed it. So the Chinese algae eater's gone. You're going to have to wait and find out where it went for another video, so that'll be something for you to subscribe for. Make sure you don't miss any of the videos I got coming up on any of my other tanks. Don't forget this one is my angelfish tank. So thanks for watching. Sorry for the bummer, but that's how it goes sometimes. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you real soon in the next one. Alright everybody, sorry for the emotional roller coaster here, but I've been on it myself, so I figured you'd all come along for the ride. I got in there and began trying to work it out with the net, and as soon as I did, I found out there was a little more life left in him than I had realized. I think he was just sort of stuck upside down and couldn't really go anywhere. So once I got him free, he started swimming around the tank again, very weak. With all of the extra current I've got in here, he was sort of getting buffeted around a little bit. So I disconnected the additional power head that I just set up the other day and reduced the flow in the tank a little bit. And of course he's still being harassed by this German blue angelfish here. You can see that's the rival male in the tank, and he's giving the albino there a hard time. So what I'm doing now while we're having this little chat is I'm waiting for an emergency hospital tank to get filled in the other room. I've got a filter that I've had on the tank running for a long time, but the water in the tank has just been sitting there forever. So I want to get that all washed out and get the fresh water put in. I will have a cycled filter and fresh water. It'll be a tank by itself without a bunch of light on it, no other fish in there, and we might still see some recovery yet. I don't know. Not out of the woods by a long shot, but we don't have to go the route of euthanization either. I'm going to try to zoom in. Of course, now it's turning a little bit. I want to try to show you the side that's got all the damage on it. Once it gets in the hospital tank, it's just not really in a position. It's in the shower in the other room, and I'm not really going to be able to shoot a lot of video once it gets in there. So you can see the marking. That's the good looking side, believe it or not. The bad looking side on the other side literally just has flesh hanging off of it. And you can actually see just like bare muscle tissue, like pink muscle tissue underneath. So I guess we're not going to get a good enough look at it here. But at any rate, the tank is probably about drained out, and I'm going to get over there and get cleaning it out a little more thoroughly. And then we will get in here, get this fish netted out and over into a hospital tank. So as I've already asked, go ahead and subscribe. That way you won't miss any updates. Unfortunately, the next update's probably not going to be a good one. I don't have a whole lot of hopes for this fish, but it's still alive and there's still a chance. So we're going to go ahead and do what we can. We're going to put it in the hospital tank and see what happens. So I'm going to go. Thank you again for watching. Now it's completely upside down again. So as I said, this isn't looking really good. But at any rate, thanks again for watching, and I will see you real soon on the next one. Well, actually, hang on a minute. Now we're going to get to see the bad-looking side. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So that is all just raw flesh just hanging off of its side there, all that white, flaky-looking stuff. And underneath of that is pink muscle tissue. The skin is just gone. So I really don't know how it's going to recover from that. But we're going to try. So as I said, make sure you're subscribed. Don't forget, this one is my angelfish tank. Wish me luck, and I will see you on the next update.